What up and welcome to the Beneath the Dirt podcast. I'm your host, Bone. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 90 of the show, inching a little bit closer to that episode 100, being the 3 digits. Should I do something dope for the episode 100? Of course I should. And I'm coming up with some kind of idea. Probably have guests, probably do a live stream. Have a bunch of people I fuck with up on the show, shoot the shit for the 100th episode. But we still got a little way to go to get to 100. And before we get into this week's show, I want to send a shout out to the Jugger Crow 17 for the donation, that he sent in this week. Much love, and I'm glad you look forward to the show every Monday. Your donation's much appreciated. Fuck yeah, much love to the Jugger Crow 17 for his donation. And we got a whole shitload of stuff to talk about this week. Let's get right into it with West Side Gun announced 7/3 this Friday, July 3rd. He's going to be dropping not Hitler Wears Hermes. He's going to be dropping Fly God is an Awesome God Part 2. This dude, busy as fuck, beat Corona this year. West Side Gun. I like the cover. He's just that fucking Fly God is what it is. So Fly God is an Awesome God Part 2 dropping this Friday. Griselda Records. So dope. And then we got new music. Not much new music came out this past week. Couple things that did come out. One right here, Germ. He's on G59 Records, Suicide Boys record label. He's done a couple mixtapes with Suicide Boys. Dirty Nasty Suicide, Dirty and Nastier Suicide. This dude is dope as fuck. I love him on that track, Slipping on Banana Clips. Fire. This track right here, Walked In, produced by Scrim of Suicide Boys, is dope. Peep that shit. If you like the Suicide Boys stuff, you probably heard Germ on some other tracks with the Suicide Boys. So go peep that shit if you ain't checked it out. Smallz One, we was talking about it last week. I said I didn't know the release date. The release date was this past Friday. She dropped The Process of Elimination on Lyrical Snuff Productions. I peeped out the first few tracks. Not the hugest fan of Smallz One, but it's actually not that bad. Like I said last week, I like her guest features. I like her singing on here. That's pretty dope. I'm not too knowledgeable on her other solo shit, but the few tracks that I did on here were okay. Nothing I'll probably ever go back to be honest, but she holds her own with the Lyrical Snuff Boys. Shout out to Smallz One. Buckshot, Turncoat Dirty, re-releasing Hell's Kitchen, the Apocalypse Edition this Friday, July 3rd. Coming out with a brand new track, brand new artwork drawn by Mr. 8legs. Mr. 8legs, one of the illest artists in the underground. He's been doing shit for Twisted, Low Key, whole bunch of motherfuckers. But Buckshot, Turncoat Dirty, aka Boondocks, dropping Hell's Kitchen, the re-release. I think it's only going to be 66 copies. Something like that. I don't know if it says it on the graphic right there. Let me pull it up. Yep, 66 copies. He's got a few promo copies. There's a contest going right now that'll be over by the time this show comes out for people to win. So that's dope. Shout out to Buckshot and Boondocks for constantly staying on that grizzle, doing their thug thizzle. And I'm stupid. Let's get into the next fucking story. Ouija Macc. We talked about Ouija Macc last week, dropping Pretty Ugly July 12th. 19th? Can't remember off the top of my head. But he did reveal the cover art for Pretty Ugly last week. Fire. Love his artwork. Ouija Macc. Staying busy as shit. Fire. Looking forward to this Pretty Ugly mixtape. Also dropped the track list for the mixtape. There are a few features on here. You got Shoddy Horror, Golden BSP. What was the other one? Heart Attack Man, Never heard of any of these people, so I have no idea. But this looks like it's going to be produced by Devereaux entirely, just like Hell's Holotape was. Dope. Shout out to Devereaux. He's killing it with the productions. 15 tracks on this one. The artwork looks fucking fresh. And not only did we get the artwork and track list, but that's right. You guessed it, folks. The 1 in 5 is back. The 1 in 5. I hate the 1 in 5. I got lucky on the last drop. You know I pre-ordered Pretty Ugly. Chances of me getting lucky twice in a row, slim to none. But if you order 5 copies of Pretty Ugly, you will receive a free mystery shirt that will never be sold again. And you can use the mystery shirt, if you get it, at any Ouija Macc show to get free VIP. That's dope. That's really fucking cool. So 1 in 5 gets it. If you order 5 copies, you're guaranteed to get the t-shirt. I'm not a big fan of the 1 in 5 thing, but this is actually really cool because this will pay for itself with the VIPs. Anytime Ouija Macc is in your town doing a show, show up with the shirt and you get free VIP. So that's cool. Shout out to Ouija Macc for doing that. That's better than just giving out a free t-shirt. There's actually a little bit of incentive behind it. So although not a big fan of the 1 in 5 thing, we've talked about it before. I like the idea behind the free VIP. Very fresh, very dope for Ouija Macc to do that. And then Ouija Macc staying in the news this week. This is so fucking... This was cringy as fuck. I just found this yesterday. Posted up on... Actually, I saw it from DJ Clay. We'll get to that in a second. But if you remember King Krimzon, this motherfucker from Dr. Phil... It was like the Juggalo rapper on Dr. Phil. He's like a deadbeat husband or some shit. I don't know. This dude's cringy as fuck. He posted a video talking about he's going to take Ouija Macc's chain. He's going to beat up Ouija Macc. He wants to fight Ouija Macc. Ouija ain't the king of the wicked shit. I don't think I've ever heard Ouija proclaim himself to be the king of the wicked shit. So why this guy is saying that? What's his beef with Ouija Macc? I don't fucking know. This shit, like, hey, I'm over here, guys. Remember me? Remember me? I was on Dr. Phil. Hey, over here. Pay attention to me. Remember? I'm that guy that nobody really liked and still doesn't like. That's me. I'm dressing in women's clothes now, saying I'm going to beat you up. Take your chain. Like, stupid. Ouija Macc hasn't responded. But DJ Clay did respond, and this was a fucking great response. I love it. Shout out to DJ Clay. He says, gotta get this off my chest. I'm not going to name dude because he doesn't deserve the shine I'd give him. But you know who you are, and all I gotta say is pull up, dog. You want to act like you could take my brother Ouija chain, even though it never happened, you pussy. And you ain't about that life. And you think you could talk down on my other brother, Violent J? Dog, you need my address? I'm dead ass. Pull the fuck up so I could beat the soul out of you, pussy. Them's is fucking fighting words right there. Them's is fighting words. Shout out to DJ Clay for that. Saying fuck that. I'm riding with Ouija Macc, even though Ouija hasn't even responded to this fucking attention-seeking whore. Nobody, I refuse to talk about him when he did the whole Dr. Phil thing and all that other shit. There's people I straight up flat out refuse to talk about on my show. And he was one of them, but this shit is too funny. Like, this dude, I don't know what ground he has for talking shit on Ouija Macc, talking about he's going to take Ouija Macc's chain. I'd like to see him do it. Was he going to pull up to a fucking show and do it? Like, come on. You ain't gonna do shit. You're just an attention-seeking fucking whore. You're whack. Always been whack. Always will be whack. Trash. DJ Clay's gonna beat you up now. Like, I don't know. So, yeah. This dude is whack as fuck, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But shout out to DJ Clay for saying he's gonna beat the fucking dog shit out of Krimzon King or whatever the fuck his name is. Whack motherfucker. But anyway, let's get out some new music Other new music that dropped this week, Project Born dropped a brand new track called It's Okay. Haven't peeped it yet, but Project Born, been staying kind of busy. They dropped Born Dead 3 last year. They had a bunch of features on there. Ouija was on there. ICP was on there. So they got this track right here, It's Okay, that just dropped. They also dropped another one. It's actually Pint Capone of Project Born. Dropped Muggin' Me Mean recently. I haven't talked about any of these tracks, but he dropped that recently. Also got Newsflash from Project Born, full group track right there. That's dope. And then we got the Crapper Natural re-release that was only released back in 95, 96, I forget what year, only on cassette. And I just caught wind of this a couple months ago, even though it was released late last year, that they dropped this. And I went back and listened to it just to hear what 95 Project Born would sound like after Psychopathic. And this project is fucking dope. This really reminds me of some like early Dayton Family, What's on My Mind type shit, style production. And I like Crapper Natural better than Born Dead. And Born Dead, you know, the EP that they dropped on Psychopathic was fire. In my opinion, I really liked it. But this Crapper Natural, it's up on digital service providers everywhere, iTunes, Spotify, all that. They got it up for hard copy. Another thing I've been wanting to say, I've tried hitting up Project Born directly. I've tried hitting up people who work with Project Born directly. Their website is all fucked up, the web store. They have Born Dead 2, Born Dead 3, and Crapper Natural for CDs for sale. And when you try to check out, it's $15 for shipping. It's $5 for each CD. It would make sense if it was just $5 for one, and then maybe $1 or $2 for, you know, $1 additional for each CD or something like that. But $15 to ship 3 CDs, we need to get on Project Born's ass to fix that shipping pricing, because that's way too much money. I ain't paying $15 to ship 3 CDs. I want these CDs. I'm willing to pay these guys money to get the CDs, but $15 for shipping is a little steep. I ain't doing it. And I really want this Crapper Natural CD because it's fucking fire. But their new track, It's Okay, is up now on all digital service providers. Go look that shit up. And then we got Mastermind. Mastermind fucking... You never hear of Mastermind. Every once in a while, this dude will post up on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, Facebook, and it's like, boom, new album out. Or boom, new album coming out soon. And coming out soon is The Ultimate Warrior. Right here, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the cover art. Him in the fucking throne with the skulls. Kind of dope. I like it. I don't know how Mastermind would sound in 2020. Love the Liquid Drano EP that he dropped in 94, 95. The Mind's Eye LP that he dropped in 2000. Mastermind back in the early days, same with Isham, the RLP days was unfuckable. Dude was so ill, super dope. And yeah, he's got this new album, The Ultimate Warrior, coming soon. Don't know when. He didn't give a date, but the cover art is right there. Thought that was newsworthy because Mastermind's one of the fucking OGs, one of the fucking gods of the underground wicked shit, whatever you want to call it. And then earlier this week, we got news. Finally, we got some news on the John Kickjazz documentary. Somebody had to pay a heavily intoxicated Violent J a cameo, because we've talked about it before. They're doing cameos where you pay for shout outs. They have the Custom Clown Clips website, but it looks like they're still using Cameo or something. I don't know. But somebody asked what was up with the John Kickjazz documentary, and a very heavily intoxicated Violent J answered the question. where the John Kickjazz documentary was. And before we get into the explanation of the documentary, one, if I have to pay to get an explanation on something that we've been waiting for that was promised to us, more broken promises from ICP Psychopathic Records, and then not only have to pay to ask where that documentary is and then get a fucking person that is just completely out of their mind to reply, I'd be fucking more than heated. More than heated. Some people were laughing, but the shit is no joke. It seems like this dude has been pretty intoxicated these last few years. If you ask me, that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. To me, it's concerning. I don't know what he's doing to get into this state, whether it's pills, alcohol, whatever. But I don't know if he's in denial of needing help or anything like that. But it seems like it's pretty clear this dude needs some kind of help, some kind of intervention. And it's just not happening as of yet. It was sad to see, honestly, dude in that state answering a fan who paid money about a documentary that we were promised. And let's talk about the documentary. If you remember, John Kickjazz, one of the original members of ICP. He was on the Dog Beats EP. He was even on Basement Cuts. He was on Carnival of Carnage as well, Redneck Ho, Rebel Flag, Black in Your Eyes, Taste. John Kickjazz, one of the original members of ICP, died a few years back. So rest in peace to him, first of all, to John Kickjazz, one of the OGs of this underground wicked shit. And a few years ago, ICP held a show in Detroit at the Crowfoot. And the whole purpose of the show, I'm sorry, it wasn't at the Crowfoot, it was at L Club in Detroit. Tickets were $250 for this show. And they said limited tickets available. The venue holds 400 people. 400. Let's do the math real quick. 400 times 250 equals $100,000. $100,000 for this show. They did it for one night only, performed Carnival of Carnage in its entirety, special performance by Inner City Posse. You had Trey Pound, Shaggy's other brother, replacing John Kickjazz. And the whole point of this show was to raise money for the John Kickjazz documentary that they were going to put into production. Never happened. And yeah, there's another image of old school ICP, Carnival of Carnage. So $100,000 was raised for this documentary, and it's never seen the light of day. Violent J's response was they came up with a script, rewrote it, and his whole explanation was that they realized how sad the story was. And how are they just going to sit there and tell a sad story and that's it? So they scrapped the idea. And that they're going to put out an Insane Clown Posse documentary covering their entire career and include John Kickjazz, his life, into that documentary. I mean, first of all, what did you think the documentary was going to be? Not sad? Like, I call bullshit on that. Of course it's going to be sad. If you listen to the Juggalo show a few years back when John Kickjazz died, you had Violent J, Shaggy, a couple of their old neighborhood friends was on there. I think Jumpsteady might have been on there. But they were all talking about John Kickjazz, his life, and everything that had happened to him and everything that he went through. It was a fucking sad story, without a doubt. So if you want your documentary, go up on YouTube and go listen to that old Juggalo show that they did a few years ago. But to say that it's too sad to put out on a DVD or whatever, and to just take that $100,000 and seemingly just not do anything because ICP, Psychopathic Records, loves to promise us shit and never deliver. The John Kickjazz documentary, there's a whole slew of shit, but this in particular right here, they raised $100,000. That seems like more than enough money to put together a fucking dope-ass documentary for John Kickjazz. And now we have to wait for some kind of ICP documentary that we don't even know if it's in the works or not. So shout out to ICP for hustling everybody out $250 for this exclusive Carnival of Carnage show with seemingly no expectations or any fucking clue on when we're getting any kind of documentary. I don't believe anything that comes out of their fucking mouths. Seeing Violent J in the state that he's in now, I've been calling for ICP to do a new album in this quarantine. If this dude's in this state like this, like, save it. I don't even want it. I don't want to hear the gibberish that's going to be coming out. You know, if he does have a problem, it seems like he does. I hope he gets it fixed. I hope fucking the best for him. I love Violent J. I love ICP. I've said it a million times before. I'll say it a million times again. It's just sad to fucking see. Really sad to see. And then to hear him just kind of off the top give us an explanation on where the fuck this documentary went. I doubt they even ever wrote a fucking script for it. He probably just listened to the Juggalo show where they talked about it a million times and said, fuck it, we ain't doing the documentary. I don't know. But more broken promises from ICP. Kind of is what it is at this point. I don't know. But yeah. Hope it happens. I highly doubt it'll happen. But let's get into some more new music releases. Blaze Dead Homie. He dropped the 10-year anniversary of Gang Rags. It's the 10-year anniversary. This is the 10th reissue of Gang Rags. As you can see right here, there's 5 different colored vinyl variations. There's a new CD with the new cover. You can see right here. And why they keep milking this, I don't know. Probably because it's the only album they own the masters to. I got a copy of it, vinyl and CD. I'm a collector, is what it is. But the new Gang Rags reissue 10-year anniversary, because it was just last week, the 10-year anniversary of Gang Rags is out now. And then we got Twisted put up the pre-order information for the Mad Season vinyl. This looks dope as fuck. This is ill. The cover is like a frame, and you can actually, you take the sleeve out, which houses the vinyl itself, and it has the original faces that come on the album cover, and then a different picture, so you could swap it out in the frame. This is actually really cool, and it's red with black splatter, it looks like. Very fresh. I already got my pre-order in for this, dropping next Friday, July 10th. M&E Twisted staying busy as fuck. And that's really dope to see. So yeah, we got the new Twisted vinyl. Jamie Madrox took to Instagram to post this picture with the caption saying, "More new music on the way. Monoxide and I have been recording several new Twisted records and upcoming projects, as well as musical offerings locked and loaded and waiting, released from some of the best in the game that we call our M&E family. I'm very proud of what I've been hearing. We're about to embark on a new era of Magic Ninja Entertainment. Magic Ninja Entertainment, killing it, staying busy. We all know supposedly there's 2 more Twisted records coming out this year, a rock record and another rap record. Mad Season was a rap record. If you ask me, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think there was really any guitar on that shit. Dope album too. If you ain't heard Mad Season yet, go peep that. But more new music from Twisted. I know Boondocks is in the studio right now. He's been posted. He's up in the studio. Blaze is in the studio right now. Finally, We're going to be getting some new Blaze shit. This is like the most inconsistent dude in the horrorcore wicked shit. Blaze, your dead homie. But we're getting a new Blaze album hopefully this year. Zul's in the studio working on their shit. And speaking of Allah Zululu, Tom Martino of Down Productions, the maker of the Forever Face masks, posted the picture of the 2.1s in production. You can see it right here if you're watching on YouTube. These look dope as fuck. It's the original, it's the original color scheme of the 2.0s, the white with the black and red. These look very dope. I got my pre-order in for these masks. Can't wait for it to come in. They look super dope. Shout out to Tom Martino from Down Productions and Allah Zululu for just killing it, staying busy. Very fucking dope to see. And then we got, if you remember last year, Fago Lovers put up, and this was, everybody was doing it last year. Fago Lovers, whole bunch of hip hop people were doing a top 100 MCs. Fago Lovers had put out a top 100 MCs in the Wicked Shit Underground, and it was the most bullshit list I ever seen in my life. And that is until this new list came out from Far Out Magazine, the top 10 horrorcore artists ever. This list is just as much bullshit, if not as more bullshit than that Fago Lovers one that they posted last year. But they got the top 10 horrorcore artists ever. Number 10 was Insane Poetry. Shout out to Insane Poetry. That dude's a fucking monster on the mic. Top 10 horrorcore. I'd say it's actually debatable because you got his old albums from the 90s when he was doing Insane Poetry, killing it. Number 9 was Kid Crusher. I'm not a fan of Kid Crusher at all, so I wouldn't put him up on that list, especially top 10. Number 8, Bone Thugs. Okay. When Bone Thugs first started out, they had Bone Thugs Enterprises, The Faces of Death CD, and a little bit on Creeping on a Come Up in East 1999 Eternal. Kind of spitting that wicked shit a little bit. But top 10 horrorcore wicked shit artists ever? Not Bone Thugs. I love Bone Thugs, one of my all-time favorite groups. Don't get me wrong, I ain't talking shit about Bone Thugs. But them in a top 10 horrorcore list makes no sense to me. Number 7 was Kool Keith. I don't know what the fuck. I never listened to a Kool Keith song. I know people love his Dr. Octagon shit and his solo stuff, so I can't really judge. But from what I understand, I don't think he's really horrorcore themed. Makes no sense to me. Number 6, Kung Fu Vampire. I fuck with Kung Fu Vampire heavy. Come Dawn, one of my favorite albums of 2019, but he does not belong in the top 10 list, in my opinion. That doesn't make sense. Number 5, Tech Nine. The fuck is Tech Nine doing in a horrorcore list? That makes no sense. Other than Angelic and King of Darkness, KOD, Tech doesn't really dabble in the wicked shit like that. He doesn't. Never really has. A little bit, like I said, on Angelic and King of Darkness, but outside of that, Tech Nine is not top 10 horrorcore. Blows my mind. Why the fuck is these people here? Number 4 was Ghetto Boys. I could see it. They had a lot of their early shit. Ghetto Boys was saying a lot of fucked up shit. They inspired ICP, Isham. So I could see Ghetto Boys being in the top 10 horrorcore. Number 3, ICP. I was surprised to see ICP at number 3. Not surprised to see them in a top 10 because they're definitely top 5 all day if you ask me. So I agree with them being on the list. Maybe not necessarily at number 3. Number 2 was Twisted. Sorry, wrong graphic. Number 2 was Twisted. Let's talk about this for a second. Yes, I agree. Twisted should be in the top 10 horrorcore wicked shit list all day, top 5 if you ask me, without a doubt. But in their little write-up on Twisted, they said since leaving Psychopathic Records in 2012, they have gone on to not only better replicate, but succeed ICP's legacy altogether. Their label, Magic Ninja Entertainment, has one of the best artist lineups since Psychopathic's glory days. Okay, the lineup thing, I could agree with that. Sure, why not? Lex the Hexmaster, Ala Zulu, Blaze, Boondocks. Who the fuck else is on Magic Ninja? Gmo. But for them to say they've not only better replicate, but succeed ICP's legacy is fucking laughable, if you ask me. As far as I know, Twisted doesn't have any platinum albums. Twisted doesn't have any gold albums. I've never seen any plaques hanging up at Magic Ninja. I've never seen a Twisted album, a platinum or gold plaque up for sale anywhere. So for them to say that just solidifies how fucking stupid and uneducated this list really is. Just for them to say that, to me, makes no fucking sense. But that's what they said. And then coming in at number 1 was Flatliners and Esham. Okay, Flatliners coined the term horrorcore, and their album USA is fucking dope. People credit them with starting with the horrorcore word. And I wouldn't be mad if people put them in the top 10. And then they got Esham with number 1 with Flatliners. Straight up, point blank, period. Esham should be number 1 on any horrorcore wicked shit list ever. Because he's the one that started this shit, did it for real, and inspired these other acts that we all know and love today. ICP Twisted in particular. So Esham should be number 1 on any list. Sharing it with Flatliners is kind of like this list. I hate these fucking lists. Dumb as shit. Especially when they make no sense like this one does. But it's dope to see Esham. When I was going through it and I got to number 1 and I saw Flatliners first, I was like, what the fuck? They ain't even going to put Esham on the list? And I kept scrolling and then saw Esham sharing it with them. And then not only do I have a problem with this list, but Scum of Lyrical Snuff Productions, he has a problem with this list. He took to Instagram. He commented somewhere, who the fuck labeled Tech 9 horrorcore? Would be nice if these lists actually consisted of people that at least claim the genre. Amen to Scum of Lyrical Snuff Productions. He's 100% right. Just like I was talking about before, Tech 9 does not belong on a top 10 horrorcore wicked shit list anywhere ever. Sorry. Yes, he's dabbled in it a little bit here and there, but not enough to be a top 10 horrorcore artist. If you ask me, there's so many other people out there. Notable names that this list left off: Dark Half Breed, Project Deadman, even though they only put out 1 album. Nadas. I know they put Esham up there, but Nadas. What about Brother Lynch Hung? Come on. Gangsta Nip. Whole bunch of motherfuckers. Ala Zulu. I know they're newer. Same with Dark Half, but I wouldn't be mad if people put them in a top 10 horrorcore artist of all time. So another whack-ass list comes out. Hopefully we don't have another one dropping soon. It's just, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But when it's just so fucking far off, it makes no sense. Like, how are you just gonna put Bone Thugs, Kid Crusher, Cool Keith, Tech 9, ICP over Twisted? I love Twisted, don't get me wrong, but I think ICP's just, they have more classics than Twisted. And I fucking love Twisted, like I said. But, yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for me this week. Another bullshit list from somebody I never even fucking heard of. You know, I'm nobody. But I think I could come up with a better list than this fucking list right here. Without a doubt. Give me a half hour to really think about it and I'll come up with a better list. I hope Violent J gets help. I can't wait for the Forever Face 2.1s to come in the mail. Westside Guns dropping. New project born. Fix your fucking shipping, bruh. And shout out to everybody that tunes in. And I'm Rowan Bone of the Beneath the Dirt podcast. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.